Hi, friends. How are we? I hope we are all feeling divine, aligned, and always on time because that is what we are. So, I spent my morning today kind of clearing through some of my treasure box, which is like a box that I put loads of things that I treasure in, hence the name. Obviously, I'm a pirate from a last life, from this life even. Um, so one thing that came up for me is the concept of regret. And when I feel into this as an emotion, it feels almost like trying to get away from a reality, right? Like a pushing against of something. And for example, even if the mind finds a story to kind of cling to about, oh, I should have done this or I should have done that. How does the mind know that? It doesn't, right? So coming back to the feeling it gifts me, for example, what I'm referring to is I gave some jewelry to the ocean. This jewelry meant a lot to me, but it was something that I wanted to gift to the ocean. I wanted to release myself of carrying alone, and I did it in a very ceremonious way because that's who I am as a person, and I love the ocean. So feeling how I feel about consciously having made that choice and that decision in that moment and kind of in the moments that led up to that, having that with almost just not wanting to feel what that means results in us having the regret. So, for example, if we regret something, we are in essence more unable to feel the reality of the now, more unable to feel the reality of what we are making it mean that something is gone or lost or wasn't taken as an opportunity or whatever it actually is. And when I first had my breakthrough in Vietnam in 2019, 2020, as I've said before, cut so many things out of my life. I had to just focus on my inner world, listen to the emotion, what was it saying, reconnect with nature, because there were so many voices in my head telling me different things that, quite frankly, I kind of knew weren't me. And when I arrived back into my parents' house, I came back to the UK after 2 years of traveling around Vietnam. I started my business. I'd started reading tarot cards and I was feeling pretty excited about life, if a little, you know, like I was cleansed in some way after my trip to the wilderness. Um, and when I arrived back, I'm in my childhood bedroom, which is where I am again right now. And it's always my in between, when in between the adventures, in between um, when I was at university or when I was living with partners or something in the past, I would come back to my parents in between. And yeah, there's just a real beauty in looking back. And I know that this maybe isn't a popular perspective in our new age society of spirituality. But for me, something Matthias de Stefano says in the Yosoi course really, really sits well with me. It's like we have to integrate and understand the past, not hold on to it from a victim mindset or say kind of, oh, I'm a terrible person or I'm such a victim or whatever it is that the story is kind of implying about our mental state. But having the capacity to refine our perspective and to look back over things in our lives that actually are quite beautiful. They might have a story we've associated with as being painful or tragic or a loss or a missed opportunity. But actually, when we come into that emotion and we allow ourselves to fully feel it and for it to pass through, the thing that comes up for me the most is it's art. All of it is just art. So regret is just the art of forgetting we're allowed to feel. Art of forgetting how to feel. We're so okay to look back and wish things to be different. And things get to change. Things get to change, and we can't expend energy feeding into something that doesn't exist in this life. Perhaps we could focus on what feelings were we hoping to create from that experience that are no longer there, and how can we focus on creating more of that energy in our lives right now, and in the relationships we have, in the places and communities we spend our most time. Regret is a really interesting concept. I feel like so many people spend time moving away from it or trying to get away from it, which is funny because that's kind of what it's doing as an emotion or as a state, from my perspective. And when we actually tune into it, all it's doing is inviting us to say, oh, next time, dot, 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 next time, dot, 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 or if this were to happen again, dot, 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 right? Or like, I hope that doesn't happen again. I kind of know what I don't want, so I'm going to kind of focus on where I do want. And you're not dismissing where you don't want to be. You're not dismissing or denying its reality. You're sending it love, and you're sending that part of you love that feels the regret or the sadness about something. We have a tendency to be quite harsh with ourselves as humans, of like, no, I can't feel that. No, I can't move towards that. I have to focus on the positive, or, toxic positivity, or whatever perspective we're choosing to indulge in at that moment. It's all just choice, isn't it, essentially? For me, the most important thing is just to keep on, keep on moving. And that doesn't have to be physically, although for me it usually is. I do love to travel. I've been making a decision of where I'm going to move and next, and it's really exciting me. I'm getting ready to build momentum towards that adventure and to tie up some loose ends here, some treasures to put away into the treasure box for next time. And yeah, feeling very blessed. So that's my little musings on regret today. Regret is the art of something. I've forgotten what I said. Perhaps it's the art of forgetting. The art of forgetting who we really are. Let me know below. What's your definition of regret? We don't all have to feel or think the same, but it's a pleasure to exist with you here on Earth, and yeah, all unfolds in the perfect way. Speak to you soon. Love you. Bye.